Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Fredericton Town Council meeting, December 5th to 12. Any additions to the agenda? Councilor Sobel?
I have nothing, Your Worship.
Councilor Rocky?
I have nothing, Your Worship.
Nothing, Your Worship.
I have nothing, Your Worship.
I have nothing, Your Worship.
Nothing for me, Your Worship.
Yes, Your Worship. Under 5.2 is Citizen of the Month. Okay? Then if you turn to page 3, and you go down to number 3 on there, it says that council adopted November 11th minutes. Should say November 21st.
No. Thank you.
Other than that, that's it.
And I want to add that donations by Town Council to a food bank, I believe.
Okay.
And administration.
Okay, so where are you going to put that?
New business.
Christmas hamper.
Fair?
New business.
New business, yeah.
Steve,
Pardon me?
Christmas hamper.
No, but it's food bank, I thought we said. Or we can discuss it.
Christmas hamper.
Christmas hamper? Okay. Christmas hamper. They want to donate it to.
Okay.
Is that good with everybody?
Your Worship, I would move to adopt the agenda as amended.
I'll hear the motion. All in favor? Carried. Previous minutes, 4-1.
I move the council adopt the November 21st, 2012 council meeting minutes as presented.
Y'all heard the motion. All in favor? Carried. I have 5-1. Heel committee.
Evening heel.
Thank you, Your Worship, and honorable councilors. It's always a pleasure to be able to come before you, especially at this time of the year. Tomorrow actually is St. Nicholas Day, when good children and adults get their stockings filled, or their boots, or their duck shoes, and so forth, with goodies, and if you've been bad, you get cold. Well, I'm happy to say tonight I have good things to present to you. Because you've all been good. And so the Hill Committee received an award from Choose Well for reducing barriers to healthy living in Strathmore, for your continued support and commitment to this program. And so we want to present this to the Town Council and to the administration on behalf of our Hill Committee. Our Hill Committee is made up of just 5 lonely people who work hard to try to make this a healthy, active community. And we have a number of endeavors that we've done in the past year. There's been the Great Skate, which we sponsored last year on Family Day. We've also advocated for walking. We've had several walking challenges. We did the help to initiate and promote the Iron Chef contest. And we have been promoting walking and advocating for the pathways in Strathmore for a number of years. So we have a small committee, but we're active and involved, and the provincial Choose Well organization has recognized the work of our committee. And so we would like to share this with you. We hope you can find a nice place in the new town hall when we get it built to put this and the other awards that we have presented to the town. So, Your Honor, I would like to present this to you on behalf of our committee.
Well, thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Go around and get a photo.
I'm going to ask all the councilors to go up there and get a photo with you folks, because, and I'm not going to go because I'm not really a poster boy for Hill. So we probably have a picture if we want to. No kidding.
I also have here a sheet that I'll pass out to you. Why don't you just pass them around? There's enough for everybody, and that gives you a little more background. It's an article that Lisa wrote up and presented to the Choose Well organization.
Does all council want to get up here? Hey, let's come on. Come on. Yeah.
My wife was lonely. Well, and I have to, my friends.
They do you.
Well, it works. It turns
Yeah,
out.
Steve, you need to move over a little this way so we can see Dave.
How about you, right?
Yeah, it might be, because he's watching, it must be.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Robert. That's very nice.
Very nice.
Thanks, Robert.
Thanks, Don. Well, thank you very much. We're going to pass the 5-2 citizen one for now and go on to new business. 8-1, Strathmore Golf Course Arts and Recreation.
Yes, Your Worship, that's my matter. I guess I could have brought that up in committee reports, but now is as good a time as any. I received some, as has council received, some correspondence from the chairman of this committee, which reveals they're embarking upon a new direction, one which would see their committee drastically reduced in size. In addition, there have been some significant decisions made in regards to the question of the golf course pursuing what type of an art portion of the building. And it's clear that at this time, no representation from council is required on that committee. It's therefore my motion that I be removed from this committee and a letter forwarded to the SGC Arts and Recreation Foundation informing them of this fact.
Thank you. So do you need a motion?
That is a motion, yes.
Okay. All heard the motion.
I think council, I sent that letter to everybody in council, so they should be familiar with
No other further discussion or
background.
questions? If not, all in favor? Carried.
Thank you.
Mal, 2013 budget. Please take your time, talk slow.
Oh, my God.
That's the first time I've ever said that to you. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good evening, Your Worship and Council. The 2013 budget contains a modest 3% municipal tax increase over the 2012 taxes as a result of continued inflation. We've also budgeted for an increase of 3% in the education requisition over the 2012 requisition amount from the province. The combined requisitions for education and weekland housing total over $5,023,000. The spending on capital projects total $7,069,000. The funding for these projects comes 67% from grants in the amount of $4,728,000 and 33% from reserves in an amount of $2,241,000. The largest capital project is the reconstruction of Thomas Drive at $3,328,000. The Wildflower Reservoir project will continue into 2013 at an estimated amount of $2 million. Various water and sewer projects total $1,295,000. Parks and pathway projects total $190,000. The reserves to be used in 2013 have been supported through a gain on disposal of redundant capital assets, being the raw water reservoir lands in the amount of $2,180,000. Reserves have been specifically identified for the replacement of machinery, equipment, and vehicles, including a $100,000 amount for a new fire truck to be acquired in the future. The total amount transferred to machinery equipment reserves is $213,187. A $100,000 reserve has also been established for a future possible project to repair and upgrade the water irrigation system in the town. The contribution by the town directed to library increased by $1 per capita in the 2013 budget. The combined contribution to the Strathmore Library and the Marigold Library system totals $241,000. The budget for RCMP increases from $1,660,000 to $1,287,000, an increase of $227,000. The town continues to support the Handy Bus Association with a contribution to Handy Bus operations in the amount of $175,000. There is no rate increase factored into the 2013 budget for any of the town-operated utilities. Total operating revenue increases from $24,768,000 to $25,083,000, an increase of $315,000. The operating revenue is inclusive of property taxes. Amortization of taxable assets included in the budget total $3,568,000. Yet principal payments total $1,469,000 compared to $1,231,000 in 2012. The increase in debt payments is due to the borrowing undertaken in 2012 to fund the Wildflower Reservoir project. There is no new borrowing included in the 2013 budget. Those are my comments.
Thank you. Any questions by council? Yes, Councilor Sobel.
Thank you for that information, Mel. I know you started your comments in regards to increases, or the 3% is due to some cost of living. Call it cost of living or call it inflation, whatever we want to call it. I'm interested in just working down, just to give our citizens a bit of an example of how this is affecting us, and specifically in regards to electricity costs. And I don't want to put you on the spot there. I don't know if you. I didn't tell you I was going to be asking you this, so I don't know if you got that. But just for instance, for our arena swimming pool, are you able to tell us the amount that has increased? The electricity costs have increased because, of course, those are costs that we're responsible for.
For the family center, the electricity charges have moved from $162,000 to $194,000. For the aquatic center, electricity charges have moved from $85,000 to $94,000.
Thank you. And I just want to, give an example as to what kind of increases the town is looking at on a yearly basis, and these are all the costs, of course, that we have to cover, and we don't get any extra revenue because our electricity costs are going up. So thank you for that.
Go ahead.
Our total electrical costs run over $100,000 a month.
Thank you.
Councilor.
Your Worship, after watching Calgary Council struggle to keep their tax rates as low as 5.5%, I think that the number crunching and the job by our finance group has been amazing to keep it at 3%. and would like to give kudos to them for that exact reason.
Thank you. Just for the public's interest, council, this is not the first time that council's seen all these numbers. We have gone over them more than once and several times and read them, and I must give kudos also to you guys. You did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Mel.
You're looking for a motion, I understand?
Yes.
Council?
I move that council approve the 2013 operating and capital budget as presented.
You all heard the motion. Any further discussion? Not all in favor? Thank you.
Thank you.
Councillor Rempel, your people are here. Do you want to do it now?
Please.
Yeah. We're going to go back to 5.2, Citizen of the Month.
The Citizens of the Month for November are our home support workers. They provide assistance to individuals in need, whether they are ill or disabled, or they might need their walk shoveled. They perform these duties with tact, tolerance, and good judgment. Their duties vary from housekeeping to doing laundry, snow removal, mowing lawns, and other things. They assist at mealtime and helping with shopping, run other errands, just to mention a few. When you see them rush around in town or out in the country in all kinds of adverse weather conditions, they just look like ordinary people to you and me. But to their clients, they're like angels. They are out there from early in the morning till late in the day. They are the workers that make it possible for these people to age at home instead of somewhere in an institution. The home support workers, whether they live in town or in the county, do not receive the credit they deserve for their dedication and loyalty to their clients. Then you're doing an awesome job, coordinating and making it possible for them to provide this service to approximately 120 clients. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of them for their invaluable service that they provide. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to present this award to their Home Support Administrator, Lynn Walker. Would you come forward, please? Where's the plaque?
It's in your desk, I think. Is this for November or December, Councillor? November or December?
This is November.
Okay.
I don't know who's December. Just to you on behalf of council for our appreciation and will.
Well, it would just be accepted on behalf of all members.
Very good. Thank you very much. We're down to 8.3. Town Council usually gives a gift or a present to each other every year. This year, the Town Council decided that rather than and administration, rather than give gifts to each other that we don't need to eat and we don't need to drink and so on and so forth, we decided to donate to a charitable donation club to the Christmas hamper. Is that right? And we're going to donate $100 each. So that's $800 that's going to go to the Christmas hamper rather than give each other's gifts. So this is what we decided to do. So I commend council for going along with that, and it'll help somebody else out. Any questions from council? We're gonna just give the check tomorrow to you.
Do you take debit?
That's done. So thank you very much, council, for going along with
American
that.
Express.
Committee reports. There's nothing from committee reports, starting with Councillor Sobel.
Your Worship, regarding the Strathmore Wheatland Addiction Team, a SWAT meeting was held November 1st. I was out of the province, unable to attend. Discussion surrounding the upcoming kids and drugs program did take place, and the details regarding that project are yet to be finalized. The program will be taking place in 2013, though. In regards to the Strathmore Assembly for Youth, the meeting was held November 5th, which I attended, and a group photo was obtained. Discussion was held in regards to how the students are reacting to attending council meetings, and it was the consensus this was felt to be a very worthwhile program that they really enjoyed. And it's obvious from their presence today that they really like this program. No, I'm sure they were they just got tied up with something. But they are enjoying the program, and they appreciate the offer from council to invite them, and they're looking forward to carrying on with that. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Any questions? Councillor Rocky.
Your Worship, I attended a handy bus meeting on November 26th. Financials were presented. They're still okay for 2012. An information sheet presented to the board whereby it showed the wages and benefits are at a cost factor of 76% of total revenue. The town contribution, as was mentioned, at $175,000 represents 57%. The county's contribution represents 5%. The operations report, the monthly trips are still going up, mainly because of Sagewood. We're just under 500 now. Christmas schedule review, it will be limited service between Christmas Day and 1st of January. Some more discussion took place on annual fundraising to give us an identity source of income. It's nice to get after the corporate donations, but we're looking for something different that we can do on a yearly basis. That was it for that. Attended a United Way meeting November 22nd, only 4 board members present, so we just had some discussion, and that was it for that. That was it for me too.
Thank you. Any questions of Councillor Rocky? None. Councillor Hamilton.
The meeting was held on December 4th at the local ambulance office. Prior to the regular meeting, the organizational meeting was held with elections being held. Glenn Kester remains as chair, Darcy Burke as vice chair. Both myself and Councillor Blockland remained on the personnel committee. The regular meeting was held after that with the financial reports gone over, chair's report as well as the operations report. Calls are at a total of 2,840, which is an increase of 1.9% increase of last year. Union negotiations will commence on January 10th, 2013. And Wademsa is hosting a county fire chiefs meeting at the fire hall as a meet and greet function tomorrow evening. After the meeting, there was an awards presentation made for several members of the ambulance that had over 5 years service. After that, there was a late luncheon held. Chamber of Commerce meeting was held on November 26, 2012 at the new chamber office. The chair's report was given, in which there was much discussion as to the duties of the executive assistant. As a result of that, several new committees were formed to offset the work of the executive assistant, as there is a recruitment drive to hire a new executive assistant. And one of the highlights was, rather than a 1-year lease for the tenants that are renting space from the chamber, it was decided that the lease agreement be for 3 years rather than 1. And there will be an open house Christmas on December 13th that personal invitations will be sent to mayor, council, and administration. And that's it for Chamber of Commerce. 55 plus games bid committee meeting was held December 3rd at the town office. It's progressing quite well as the bid is ready to go and will be forwarded prior to December 16th, 2012. And that's it for me.
Any questions, Councillor Hamilton? Not. Councillor Best.
Your Worship, the Happy Gang their meeting was held November 13th at 1 o'clock. The elections for president, vice president, and 3 director positions were held in the new board. Valerie Rappel will be the president. The vice president is not determined yet. I think they're waiting for you to take out your membership so that you can be the vice president. Betty Fleming is the treasurer. Renee Betts is secretary, and the 4 directors are Vivian Nichols, Marion Allward, Flo Linton, and Shirley Farrand. The annual Christmas party will be held on December the 11th at 5:30. Costs are $16 for members, $21 for non-members, and the Strathmore Youth Choir will be performing at 5:30. A question-answer session was held where the Happy Gang members and myself were giving and answering questions. Next meeting will be, as I was saying, on the 11th of December at the Christmas party. Community Futures Wild Rose, due to the odd way the dates have fallen, 2 meetings were reported at the last committee meetings, and we have not had a meeting since that time. There will be a special Christmas meeting held tomorrow night in Carbon, where the board will meet, and then the board and spouses will enjoy a wonderful Christmas dinner. Housing was held November 15th at 7 p.m. Unfortunately, due to illness, I was not able to attend. And the Names Committee and the Audit Committee did not meet.
You have any questions, Councillor Best? Not? I might add that there are 3 other councillors on here that are same age that can qualify for that. Just if you guys want to put, just you guys can put your name in too if you want. Councillor Veal.
The Strathmore Municipal Library minutes, the last ones. The bulk of our meeting was working through and improving policies regarding personnel. We discussed Friday fun films on Flex Fridays from the schools, and they had planned, and we just had a very successful Titanic display and a speaker from Calgary. And then I attended a Christmas dinner with the staff held in the meeting room of the library. That's the Strathmore Municipal Library. Wheatland Housing. We discussed an increase in price for visitors to have lunches and breakfast at the lodge. They felt that it's become the best deal in town, so they had to do something to try to limit the number of people coming in. It becomes difficult. We accepted and passed the financial statements. The roofing was replaced this summer, and stucco was to be done later. And we discussed, there were some issues we discussed in camera, and we finished up talking about the December 13th Christmas dinner at the lodge, which is 5:30 again on December 13th. I believe it's a Thursday evening. The Youth Club of Strathmore had a meeting and then a separate meeting that I attended, excuse me, on a separate issue. The programs update, they've been going very well. We have an after-school program that has started where high school students come and give junior highs or elementary some help with their homework. That kind of gives them a place to go after school where they might be able to get some help from older students. They created a program called Fusion, which is they really wanted to do something to give teenagers some more things to do. So they've had bands playing there. They've also been having movies showing on Friday nights. I think The Avengers was the last one. Financial update, we've talked about that before. The fire extinguishers have been installed. And then we had a separate meeting regarding the responsibility and cleaning of the youth center because we share a lot of this space with Crowther Memorial Junior High's Anchors program. So we had some really good ideas. We had a chance to meet with Don Hartman from the school division. So we're going to come up with a plan for the new year. And I believe that's it from me.
Thank you. Any questions of Councillor Pugh? Councillor Rempel.
Well, the WFCSS meeting was held last night, which all of council attended, and so therefore I won't belabor the issue as to what was discussed. I think we all know what happened there, and so that was the last meeting for me and for Councillor Best on that board. The WFCSS will no longer be represented by the town. seeing as the town is forming its own FCSS, and it will be a department of the town, and therefore will not need any council representation on that board. So I will be minus another committee come January. Names Advisory Committee haven't met for a few months, and Councilor Sobel just dumped Family Center Advisory Committee on me.
Oh, wow.
I'm looking forward to that first meeting. And that's all from me, Your Worship. Wow. Sorry, Bob.
And just for the record, that for the citizens of Strathmore, I think maybe we just emphasize that FCSS is going to be up and operating here in Strathmore as of January 1st. Or it's actually operating now. We have staff and everybody, so nobody's going to be left out in the cold, so to speak. Thank you, Councilor Randall. And
Can I report on economic development?
yes, you can.
Okay. Housing-wise, it's about the same as last year. There's only 20 new homes built. Most of the builders built like one or two. The most was Aquila, they built 3. And compared to, in the past, we used to do 250, 280, of course, it's way, way down. But overall, on our building permits, we did pretty good. So housing-wise, it's about the same as last year. Commercial is up quite a bit. Industrial last year, we had none, and this year it's 1.4 million. And then institutional was way up. So in comparison, from January to end of November 2011, it was about 22 million. And January 2012 until now is 32 million. So we're 10 million higher than last year. So that part's positive. And we look forward to a lot more commercial in particular, and hopefully more residential.
Do you want to report on the doctors' meeting tonight?
Sure. A week ago, we had a meeting in Calgary at a restaurant in there. It turned out really nice. Several of the doctors from town went in, and their spouses, and we had, I think, about 7 young doctors, and so I think they graduated, most of them graduated about April, June. Okay, so anyway, and it turned out well. Matter of fact, we had the opportunity to sit by some of them and to talk to them, and they showed quite a bit of interest. As a matter of fact, you know, some said they'd come out and take a look and so on. Also, there was a young doctor that's already here. He came in July, and he was very helpful, very positive. So anyway, it went really well. Now, we're going to be having another meeting like that coming up, and it's, I never got the count, I think it's January the 10th in Medicine Hat. Now, have several other doctors going there at that time. But to me, it turned out really well. And all the doctors from here that went in, very, very supportive. Councillor Sobel.
Yeah, just a quick comment, just by way of explanation. The town has decided to partner with some of the doctors in town in an effort to attract additional doctors. And the target group that we're going after is freshly or newly graduated doctors. We're hoping to demonstrate the benefits of rural living versus big city living, and this gave us a chance to showcase our town and to demonstrate some of the benefits of being a doctor in a rural setting.
Thank you very much. And I do believe that eventually, if we keep pushing forward, we're going to have enough doctors here to satisfy our citizens for day and evening, so to speak. And anyway, working hard on it, and I commend all the people that are, and thank you to the doctors that are working with us. As far as my report is concerned, there was no meetings for CRP. There was one, but it was canceled. And I did have a few meetings with the mayors of Airdrie, Cochrane, Chestermere, and Calgary, and was just the mayor's in regards to infrastructure costs to these smaller communities, because we do have some of their services. Their ongoing meetings, there's nothing really come to head yet on it, but I understand that today the administration had a meeting. Do you just want to comment on that? Maybe Jesse? I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
No.
Just do it.
Just a quick meeting to discuss next steps going forward in terms of conversation with the city. Representation was there from the four communities in the regional group, and conversations are to continue administratively mostly in terms of how the process will proceed and what basically be acceptable.
Maybe so the public knows is what it's about is that since we're hooked to their services, and they're asking for money for their the operation of their infrastructure or a portion of it. Is that pretty kind of ABC of it?
Yeah. Basically, we're considered an extension of the city, and as a result, the city is looking for the growth element of their infrastructure through the growth of the regional partners.
You're so much more politically correct than me. There's no questions. Thank you very much, and appreciate it. No questions by council.
Your worship, I would move to accept the committee reports as information.
I didn't ask for that yet. Oh, no, okay.
But you're going to.
We need that as a motion. Is that a motion?
Yes.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. No questions by council to administration?
Yes, Your Worship, I do have one.
Cool.
This question arises out of the AUMA meeting that we had with the RCMP and Alberta Justice. At that meeting, council raised the issue of the need for the province to augment provincial RCMP resources in the Strathmore area to alleviate some of the pressure that we find our municipal members are falling under. Our comments were well received, and we were invited to follow up with this question with a letter to the Justice Minister and the COK Division, emphasizing once again that this issue is not going away. Our rural population is continuing to grow in areas that are bringing more and more of our RCMP members out to the rural area, and consequently sometimes leaving us perhaps a little short. So my question is whether or not this letter has been sent, and if not, could it be?
Can't comment. I
don't recall, Councilor Sobel, but we'll look into it and get it done.
Yep.
Thank you. And I do agree with that, 100%. Any other questions by council? Councilor Rempel?
Yeah, through the chair to either one of the members on the Wedemza board. And there's a question that is being asked more and more all the time, and that has to do with the call out on the ambulances. When it seems like when there's a call, almost every time you see one ambulance, there's another one following. And is it become general practice that they send out 2 cars on every call? A question from me would be when they do their numbers as far as call-outs go, you said it had increased by marginally from last year.
1.9%.
Do they count both these vehicles as like two separate call-outs?
I think you'd have to ask the administrator how they formulate their call-outs. I know, generally speaking, from past experience in my previous life, one ambulance would come out and assess the scene. If then you required 2 ambulances, they would send the second ambulance as a backup. Now, to really clarify your answer, I think you'd have to talk to Rob Whitty to determine that.
Okay. Thank you.
No other questions? I'd just like to council invitations, anybody got any? There's a Christmas party tomorrow. Is it tomorrow at the Times? From 1 to
12 a.m.
And speaking of Christmas parties, the town had their Christmas party last week. It was well attended. I think all staff are coming and the councilors. It was over 150 people there, and everybody had a good time, and they really enjoyed it. Anybody think to report? If not, in camera? Anybody want to go in camera? I'd like to say, if we don't go into camera, that can remember, council, that our citizens, that there may not be any more meetings since our agendas, and we're not doing a lot of development. There may not be any more meetings until the second Wednesday of January. There will not be one on the first Wednesday.
Your Worship, I'm wondering if we could spend a few minutes in camera.
Okay. But just note that. And how do we publish if there's going to be no meeting, administration?
We'd have to put it in the paper and on the door. So.
Okay, so watch carefully and on the website. There's no point in having meetings at a cost to the town if there's going to be no.
Well, we'll just let Hoagie and Mike know that there's no meeting.
You can walk around telling people, okay? Thank you.
All right, so guys, to come.
We're going to go into camera and then out of camera. So thank you very much, folks, for coming. And Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yep.